I think inevitably Messi, every time you turn the TV on, he scores sort of 2 goals standard at the moment. It's good that he hasn't scored against us. We pride ourselves on being a strong team, and when we played Barcelona before, I think we've caused them difficulties, but with Messi, I think statistics and history go out of the window. The way he's playing is solely about us performing in these 2 games to try and stop him, and with the ability he's got, we have to be at our best, not just our back four but as a team, because individually he's proved himself to be the most dangerous and best player in world football.
I'm really happy for him. He's a great kid. He deserves it. When he was voted second behind Cristiano Ronaldo, I said, "This is the last time I'm letting you do this." He said, "Ooh." I said, "This is the last time that I'm letting you be second." And he's never been second since.
Me dijo, ¿cómo? Le digo, es la última vez que te lo permito salir segundo. No salí segundo nunca más. Y bueno, creo que la gente hace su elección.
Well, I think people make their choices, and the people in Bangladesh, in Calcutta, in Munich, wherever, when they see a player like Messi, they're going to be delighted. They're going to go crazy with the same passion that we all have, the way it is when he's on the ball. And Messi is just the best at that.
To beat everybody. You know,
I bet he does it.
No, but you know what? The typical one where, you know, you're in training, he gets fouled, right? So they don't call the foul on him. You know how it goes. No foul. You know, I won't say what I want. You know. What
Yeah. We get.
You know, whatever. Next thing you know, he will go and ask the keeper to give him the ball, and run past everyone and score. Then you will get the ball to try to play again. He will take it from you, or wherever you are, and score again. And until he gets a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
So then you end up losing the game. I've never seen that before.
At Barcelona, you see players like Messi. He is exceptional. When you watch him, it's as if he has a child inside him and he is making some childhood dream come true. He doesn't see himself as a star. This is a great player, not only for today, but for tomorrow. He is a player who always keeps his childish spontaneity and naivety. You can see that. You see it in his eyes.
The Lionel Messi, okay. I think, if Messi is on the market, I think there's not only one club that is there. The whole world is there, I think. Because to get an opportunity to get a player like Messi, I don't know if you get that kind of opportunity.
Messi, is he the greatest of all time? I know you think he is, and of course you interviewed Maradona and you played against him, so you're in a good position to compare the two.
Yeah, I think Messi's. I never thought I'd see a better player than Diego. Maradona was unbelievable, and I used to, I was so much in awe of him. It was, as everyone was in those days. And, but I think when you look at Messi, he does everything and more that Diego could do. His goal scoring ratio is, pretty much a goal a game. Diego's was about 1 in 2, which is, pretty good certainly in those days. It's a bit easier now. But also, he's the best dribbler I've ever seen, Messi, and he's as good a passer as I've ever seen. Now Diego was great at both as well, but I think when you take into that account the longevity that Messi's done it in, for what is it now? About 15 years, something like that.
What about
the
World
same
Cup,
level. That's the only argument against a World Cup. But a World Cup's like a precarious business. It's a knockout played once every 4 years. So you need all sorts of things to come together. Nowadays, you could argue that in the old days, because that was the only time you'd see all the world's best play in the same competition. Whereas now you see it in the Champions League, all the world's best play in the Champions League, year in, year out, and he's won that under 3 or 4 times. But most people don't talk about Messi or Maradona, they talk about Messi or Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo I'm also a huge fan of. I'm a massive admirer of him. I think he's one of the greatest goal scorers of all times, no question about that. But for me, football is about watching it and getting joy from it. And when I watch Messi play, it makes me feel joyous. It's like he does 4 or 5 things in a game that just get you off your seat. And for me, that is is the difference between the two of them, and they've both spurred each other on, and I think we can enjoy them both.
I want to talk about Messi. I quite like talking about Messi.
Really?
No
No one would have guessed that.
Oh, did you not know? He's given me, I don't know, almost 2 decades of incredible joy watching him play the beautiful game, most beautifully of all, in my opinion. He's gone to America, and yes, we know it's a little bit like the alternative place to go for old footballers at the moment rather than Saudi Arabia, but his performances, I know it's against players that are not at the level that he would have played against previously, not quite as strong, but it's far from a Mickey Mouse league. It's been building in recent years. I mean, he's already won a trophy. He's gone past Dani Alves as the most decorated footballer in history. Another 2 assists he got on Wednesday night. One a ridiculous pass in the final minute to go extra time. We've seen him bending amazing free kicks, scoring goals from outside the box. He really is an extraordinary footballer, isn't he?
There was no way into my eye doing any of that without him. I mean, he's elevated them to a different level. They're in a different game now with him there. Wherever they go now, the following is huge because of Lionel Messi. I mean, he's just, my word, incredible.
Well, the amazing thing is when he arrived at Inter Miami, they were rubbish. They were like bottom of the league, and now they're the best team there. It's an extraordinary turnaround. I mean, obviously they've also got like Jordi Alba and Busquets. They've got the old band together.
That helps. Come on, that helps.
Well, it helps a lot, but
he's the game changer.
He's more than a game changer. I mean, I've watched him play for 20 years almost, with utter bemusement and constant bafflement at the extraordinary things he does on a football pitch. And that's why, for me, I've always said I think he's the best of all time, because he does things that other players can't do, or they do once in a blue moon. He'll do 4 or 5 things in a game that I wasn't capable of doing in one match in my entire career.
Micah, at his age, just let him carry on. At his age, he's got to get his kick and his pleasure from somewhere.
Absolutely,
it doesn't happen very often. So let's keep on listening to Gary getting excited. And
very little else arouses me these days, Alan. Anyway, do you not get pleasure out of watching the little man play, Micah?
He's an extraordinary talent, and I think for me he was always the best. I've always said Messi's the best, but when he won the World Cup, it cemented it. And we're talking about great games. The World Cup final in Qatar, I was doing it for radio, and I was just in amazement of, he would literally walk around as soon as the game goes into the attacking half. He just comes alive. He's like an absolute magician. You know what he's like? He's like David Silva on steroids. That's what he is. He's got absolutely, the only thing in his game that he maybe could improve was his heading, but he doesn't need to. Watching him, he's a genius. And of course you had the whole thing with Mbappe scoring a hat-trick, but it was like it was written in the stars for Messi. He's definitely the best.
You can't really explain what Leo is doing. You can't explain it. You just have to admire it, enjoy it, because what he's doing, I don't know, it's just not normal. Before, when you score 23, 25 goals in a season, everybody said that you were an incredible striker. Leo does it in 3 months. There's a difference between a guy who says he can do it and a guy who says it and then does it. We had incredible players in that team, and at times when we were in a moment when we didn't really know what to do, we looked for Leo. The best player that I played with, I always say Dennis Bergkamp. And for me it's Dennis Bergkamp, because of the years that he did it and for what he did. But I say Dennis Bergkamp because he was human. And that's why. I say Dennis Bergkamp because he was human. Leo? At times, I think, really seriously, I ask myself, see if he's human.
A question on the winner, of course. Messi was the favourite. What do you think of him as a player?
Oh, incredible! Honestly, an absolute nightmare to play against, I must say. Thankfully, I don't have to play against him every week. But honestly, he's got some amazing ability, and the things he can do with the ball. There's only one or two players in the world who can do it. So, rightly so, he deserved it, and good luck to him.
And now, obviously, the winner was Lionel Messi, and possibly no surprises within circles. What do you make of him as a player?
Well, he's certainly got my vote. He's a genius. He's a magician on that pitch, and he can do special things with the football, and he certainly deserves his award. And really pleased for him.
Scelgo come miglior giocatore della Champions League 2014-2015 Leo Messi, perché in assoluto è il miglior giocatore al mondo ormai da tanti anni, è quello che determina molto spesso il risultato del suo club, e credo che abbia raggiunto e forse superato un mito come Diego Maradona.